Hi, I'm ThriceRisen, and I'm here with an update on what's been going on. You should have seen, or if you're coming to the channel from some other place, if you came from my channel, you'll see I posted an update about my Warhammer 40,000 stuff, but I felt, I should also probably update on what's going on in some of my other hobbies, like Magic the Gathering. And the answer is, for Magic, not a whole lot. I have been focused pretty heavily on one goal, and that is the upcoming Grand Prix in September near Washington, D.C. I'm going to be not participating in the Standard. I, like many people, don't have a huge amount of faith or desire to play Standard right now. I'm too many cats, and now we're getting Cat Tribal in Amonkhet. So, but I do have a Standard deck, and it's a little it's heavily outdated because I haven't played in a while. And in fact, I haven't actually played this version of the deck against anyone because I've added some things like Walking Ballista to it. Now I only have 2 of these, so it's not the full suite. And I have 2 Rish cards in here. But it's pretty much the deck I've been playing for a long time, where I'm running, it's Jund, just like a splash of red to do a couple things. I'm running Sylvan Advocates, Pulse of Marasa, Tireless Tracker are the headlines of the deck, and I've got a lot of removal like Grasp of Darkness, Shock, Murder, added Yahenni's Expertise, added, what else we got in here? Winding Constrictor. Like I said, I kind of threw some of the +1/+1 counter package in here, just to replace some of the creature suite. But yeah, the deck's okay. It's not anything really to write home about. And as I said, I haven't played this current version of it against anyone. So I haven't really been playing Standard. So what am I playing at the GP? Well, I hope to be playing Modern. Back in there. I hope to be playing Modern. And this deck box is heavily scarred up, but I am building Affinity. I meant to do more of a documentary about my getting into Modern and things like that, but just life's been a little crazy. I have a new job, new cat. It's a very willful cat, so I have to keep an eye on him almost constantly, and it's very unusually quiet in the other room, so I'll be seeing what he's up to right now in a little bit. Anywho, it's like having a small child, really. But I've been building Affinity. As for my particular brew, I'll probably do an in-depth breakdown of the deck once it's done. Because it's not done. I'm missing a few pieces. Namely, Arcbound Ravagers and Mox Opals, staples of Affinity. I just, earlier today, placed an order for the second Arcbound Ravager. I have one, he's in here already, and then I still have to get 4 Mox Opals, but I've got everything else. In fact, I'll just do a quick breakdown of what all is in here. So I got the empty sleeves. So there's the 1 Arcbound Ravager on the front. I've got my full set of Steel Overseers, picked them up from Star City Games a while back. Signal Pest, Vault Scourge, Ornithopter, 3 Memnites, 3 Etched Champions, 2 Thoughtcasts, 1, 2, 3, 4 Galvanic Blasts, 1, 2, 3, 4 Springleaf Drum, 1, 2, 3, 4 Cranial Plating. I'm running Spire of Industry as opposed to Glimmervoid, just because I don't like the idea of having to sack my lands if something gets wrecked. Got the 4 Blink Moth Nexuses, got the 4 Ink Moth Nexuses, 3 Darksteel Citadels, 1 Mountain, going with a classic Mirrodin Mountain. Sideboard, got an Etched Champion with a different art so I can know which one it is. My foil Spellskite, an Aethersworn Canonist, Grafdigger's Cage, Nighthill's Spellbomb ×3, Blood Moon that I picked up the other day from the new Modern Masters set, 2 copies of Pia's Revolution, Whip Flare, and then 4 copies of Ancient Grudge. So it's very much a red Affinity. I toyed around with building a blue-based affinity or a white-based affinity or even a black-based affinity off of like something like using Fatal Push, experimenting with Fatal Push. But I'm sticking with the basic affinity that a lot of people, or it's very close to the basic affinity that a lot of people run, just so until I get more familiar with the deck. I've got a lot of cards that aren't in this deck. I call it like my extra sideboard. I've got like 20 odd cards that might go in the deck depending on meta, things like Torpor Orb, other spell bombs, more of certain cards, like an extra Memnite if I need to do that. I don't think I will, but it's just a big stack of cards, and a lot of the white cards, like Dismiss, I think it is, the white Meadowcraft Exile card. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So, been building Affinity, just ordered the second Ravager, so once that arrives, I will have 4 Opals and 2 Ravagers left to go. But I'm going to be trying to take that to the Modern side event at the September Grand Prix in Washington, D.C. So, if you see me there, say hey. As far as Commander goes, I've just picked up these. The Fatal Push is going to go into my standard deck, so I don't know why I'm talking about that for Commander. I picked this up to put into my Marin deck. I've put a couple things in Marin without telling you guys, I'm sorry. I'm slowly building a single infinite combo into the deck. And the only reason I feel okay doing that, because Marin originally was just not supposed to be any kind of infinite combos, it's supposed to be just synergy. And the only reason I'm putting the one infinite combo into Marin is each of the pieces of the combo play super well with the synergy of the deck on their own. So if I want to just play synergistically, I won't have just a dead card in play. It'll be something that I can use with the deck at any given time. A lot of the pieces are cards that are already in the deck. Wormcoil Engine, the Abhorrent Overlord, which I'm going to make a hole for somewhere. I added a Mere Battlesphere, Avenger of Zendikar, Grave Titan, things that make 2 or more tokens when they die or when they enter the battlefield. You pair that up with Nim Deathmantle, which is a 2-drop artifact that when a creature dies, you can pay 4. When a non-token creature dies, you can pay 4 and reanimate it attached to the Nim Deathmantle. It gets +2/+2 and is a zombie in addition to its other types. But you pair that up with Ashnod's Altar, which I used to own one. I used to own several, and I guess I sold them all because I don't have any in my collection anymore. So I'm going to get one eventually. My finances for Magic are poured pretty much entirely into Affinity right now, so I'm waiting till I finish that deck. And then I'm going to get a Helm of Awakening for Tasigur and a Ashnod's Altar for my Marin deck. And what this lets you do is you say you play a Grave Titan, you get the 2 zombies that come off of Grave Titan. You sacrifice a zombie to Ashnod's Altar. You sacrifice a zombie to Ashnod's Altar, and then you sacrifice Grave Titan, using the 4 mana from the 2 zombies to reanimate Grave Titan onto the Nim Deathmantle, and you have 2 colorless mana left over. Alternatively, you could leave a zombie in play and just have pure equity. So what this lets you do is it lets you have infinite colorless mana, or an infinite number of whatever that second token is. So for Wormcoil, when it dies, you get the 2 worm tokens, so you can get infinite lifelink or infinite death touch in any combination. Things like an Abhorrent Overlord or a Avenger of Zendikar, you're going to get a lot more than just 1 extra token off of that. You're going to get a ton. Even if the Abhorrent Overlord is the only card in play, you're getting at least 2 tokens off of it because it has 2 black in the mana cost, so it will work that way. So you can get an infinite number of harpies, you can get an infinite number of worms, infinite number of plants, infinite number of zombies. Plants and zombies, I don't think I can make the deck fight each other, but I mean, plants and zombies are no longer versus, they're all coming for your brains. So it's an infinite combo that I can put in the deck, but as I said, each of the pieces works separately. Nim Deathmantle can just reanimate a value creature. All the token producers were in the deck to begin with anyway. And Ashnod's Altar, you can force sack things to make Marin's experience counters go up. You can force sack things for any number of the effects that are already in the deck. So each of the pieces works on its own. It's not going to be dead if I am not running all the combo pieces at once. It also lets me, what I call, throttle the deck, where I can go, okay, I'm going to try to combo out, because I have ways to tutor up some of the pieces. Actually, I have ways to tutor up all the pieces. Not necessarily at the same time, but there are cards in there that are just generic blank card tutors. And I'm going to be getting a Diabolic Intent. Hopefully the Amonkhet Invocation version, because that thing's gorgeous. And I will put that in the deck. It's always a card I was planning on getting and putting in the deck, but now I'm going to probably pay the... it's currently pre-ordering for like $35, $40, depending on where you look. It'll probably go higher than that eventually, but I'm going to sink the money into it because it's such a gorgeous card, and I only need the one for Marin. So, generic tutors, to sum up, is that the way I'm going to find these pieces if I'm trying to combo. But if I just draw one, it's not going to be dead. Now, people are aware of this combo, so they might go, and target me, but that's a risk I'm going to take. And if I'm thinking they're going to do that, I can just not play the card. You can always slow roll cards in your hand. Never feel the temptation to dump it all out there. One of the most difficult things in Magic is knowing when to play cards from your hand. You're not just supposed to dump them. So that's what's going on with Marin. Now, unrelated, my good friend Jacob, who will be appearing in a video within the next couple of days. We've already filmed it, I just have to finish editing it. Talking about Amonkhet and the full spoilers of that. Now, we didn't do the same thing that we did the last time, where we went through every single card. We have a few top 10 lists based upon various things, and we talk about some of the mechanics of the set and the flavor and some of the lore. We condensed it down. So there's only going to be 2 parts instead of 5, 6, however many there were for the Kaladesh ones. But thanks to him, I have completed a trade with the illustrious Jacob, and I have obtained the most glorious of cards, which is this masterpiece invention. Wormcoil engine. Just look at it. Just drink it in. You know, the art, I prefer the original Wormcoil engine, to be honest. But it is the masterpiece version of one of my favorite cards in Magic. Wizards, if you make a masterpiece Eternal Witness, I don't know what I'd do. I would pay an exorbitant amount of money to obtain that card at all costs. Fortunately, we were able to trade satisfactorily for this. I didn't have to purchase it, but I was going to purchase it eventually anyway. But it was just further down the list because I've got Affinity and the other stuff going on right now. But it happened early, and pretty excited. Oh, and if you're wondering what this my hand is, that's from the it's from the kitten. He is all, yeah. So that's the State of the Union for Magic. I haven't really been playing that much for a variety of reasons. Just been very busy, new job. If any of my students are watching this video, annyeonghaseyo. But yeah, that's the state of Magic, and I'm out of words, so I'm gonna end the video now. I'm ThriceRisen. Thanks for watching.